All right. There she is. Tammy, can you hear me?
Yes. Okay.
Hi.
Got it. I wanted to do it on my.
Sorry, it wasn't coming on for some reason, but here we are. We are all here. Hello, ladies. How are you?
I was starting to panic. I'm like, I can't get on.
I know, and Tammy just messaged me too. I'm like, where are my girls? Yeah, it was just, I didn't press a button. That's how tech savvy I am. That is not my forte. My forte is energy healing. So ladies, tell me how you are. Tell me what's been going on since we last met. Either one of you, go ahead and jump in.
You guys see that? There's a feedback because you guys are on twice.
Yeah, let me get off.
You're both on twice.
Okay. Am I still on twice?
Yeah, I see you twice.
Okay. All right.
Okay, now you're good. Now I see you.
Okay. I'm not getting any feedback. Are you?
No, it's good now, but there's like two of each of you, and I'm like, what's happening?
Whoa. Right? Okay, so tell me, ladies, what's been going on since we last met? Have you both been able to do the work of connecting to the seventh plane, and what has been your experience with that? No?
Yes.
Jen, when you say you tried, what does that mean?
Well, I followed your instructions of looking up and closing your eyes and connecting, and I couldn't do it. I don't know. Yeah, I tried. It wasn't the same feeling that when you did it, that it gave me, right? Like that, Tammy doesn't know this, but like I messaged Catherine after. I was like, it feels like the pipe is all clean in there. Like, and the next day, all this money, the money started rolling in, and I wasn't even doing anything. Like people were messaging me for readings and everything, and like I think I made $400 the next day doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, oh my God, maybe that's why it didn't work. Because I'm like, oh my God, I have to do this again and get that feeling back so I can get more money to come in. So
well, here's the thing. Whenever you create that intent to go to the seventh plane, you are going there. You are there. There is never a point when you make that intent that you're not going there. It may feel different every time, but that's based on a lens of perception that is being clouded by certain judgments you might have. Mm-hmm. One of them might be, it's not the same as when Catherine does it. So that will cloud your perception. Anytime you create the intent to go to the seventh plane, you are going to the seventh plane. So it's better to, in that moment, ask yourself, okay, well, what am I holding on to? What kind of resistance do I have to thinking that I'm not there? Or to
okay, you want to hear my actual thought was, I need to hire Catherine. How much is it going to cost for me to do every single day for me?
And the thing is, though, Jen, too, the more you consciously connect to the seventh plane and do it every day, I do it every day throughout all the day long. I'll just constantly reconnect to the seventh plane. You start to remove a lot of the filters that are just there without even creating the intention of like, I want to remove all these filters. It just becomes more of an easier energetic connection that is not forced. And there's nothing about it that is ever not you. I think there's something you might be holding on to that, okay, if I'm connecting with Catherine, Catherine is helping me connect to the seventh plane, that's more me. If I just do it on my own, it's not really me. There's like, I'm just picking that up in your energy right now. That's not
different. It was a totally different thing. It was not even close to the way I felt when you did it. So
solely your perception. Sorry to tell you that. That's solely your perception. But just
no, the pipe was not clean when I did it.
It is though. It is. No. But you are putting a layer of perception on top of that doesn't need to be there at all. Right. And so what you can do is ask to clear the beliefs that anytime I'm connecting to the seventh plane, clear any beliefs that make me believe I am not connected to the seventh plane. Okay? That would be a very good one for you to clear.
Add to the list.
That is the most, and one of the things I wanted to talk about here today, and this is a great segue to it, is what the seventh plane is all about and what it really is. It is the level of pure love and light. So when I say, you know, God, creator, there is nothing attached to that that's anything dogmatic whatsoever. It is a place that is beyond, in every way you could possibly imagine, it is beyond any kind of definition that we have for God or creator here down on this plane of existence. It is beyond all of that. It is beyond the scope of any kind of judgment about religion or Allah or any of that. It has nothing to do with our version of religion or spirituality. It exists beyond all of those definitions, okay? It is so vast and such a realm of pure love and light that it is beyond our scope of true comprehension here on the third plane. It is the level of creation. And at the level of creation, there is only love and light. That's all that can exist in there. There is nothing else that can even energetically attach itself in there. It is only love and light. And so when you connect to that space, that is what you are energetically connecting to. That infinite aspect of who you are is being able to commune with that place at the realm of creation itself, which means this is where you manifest. This is where you want to have your energy when you manifest. If you're trying to work on manifestation, being attached to anything else or having your energy anywhere else, you are really missing out on an incredible opportunity to manifest at the realm of zero resistance, because that's what the realm of love and light is. I cannot stress this. I cannot overstate this. This is something that I tell all of my clients. Connect to the seventh plane often. Do it every day. Do it many times a day. Anytime, like you're standing in the grocery line, you're starting to like realize that you're making a judgment about the lady wearing really tight shorts in front of you. Connect to the seventh plane. Just, I'm telling, it's funny, but you know what? I do it all the time because I used to have horrible judgments about people, and I would just catch myself like, what the fuck is that? Why do I even care? Why do I care that she's wearing my shorts? Why does it matter to me? Mm-hmm. And I realized that I was out of alignment with my authentic self, with my true self. Anytime I would do a redirect and just connect to the seventh plane, boom, I'm there. I'm where I want to be. And then I let my heart fill up with love and light. Okay? When you constantly redirect your attention back to the heart, and that's essentially what you're doing, you're connecting to the seventh plane, you are constantly redirecting to the heart. And that's where we're at. On this ascension timeline, we are moving into heart-based awareness. If we create everything, if we look at everything through the lens of the heart, everything that we want to be, do, or have is ours, and sometimes instantly. Connect to the seventh plane. Even if you think you're not there, you are there. Anytime you create that intent, because there is no resistance between you and Creator. There's no resistance between you and Source, except for the one you put there.
I have a question.
Yes.
So you said you can manifest anything that you want.
Yes.
Okay, so what if it's not meant for you? So I'm trying to manifest a job in Bali, and two people, I've applied for two and they both said no. And I'm like picturing I'm doing all the right things. I'm like, okay, I want it, it's already here. And then I get no. So.
Well, then we have to talk about what's divinely timed for you, because that's a whole other thing altogether. Okay. When we put things in motion to create, you know, literally things are shifting behind the scenes right away to put that in motion. If we are in energetic alignment for that to happen, that is the key. We have to be in perfect vibrational alignment with what it is that we want to create. That's the key to manifesting. That's why being in the seventh plane and connected to the seventh plane, you're already ahead of the game because you're there. But when you're there, it's easier to see, when I say when you're there, when you're connected to the seventh plane, it's easier to see where you're holding those blocks, where you're holding that resistance that's keeping you out of vibrational alignment to it. So what is it about Bali that you believe that you can't have?
That's good.
What is it about when you think about, okay, well, man, I'd really love to be in Bali. I could see myself teaching there. And you might be holding a very, very clear vision of it. I mean, from like head to toe, you might have an absolutely clear vision of it. Doesn't matter though, if you're not in vibrational alignment to it. Something in your energy is telling you, yeah, but that can't be. I can't do that. Where are you judging that?
Okay.
And be really honest with what comes up. Even if it seems like, oh, that's silly. I don't really believe that. If it comes up, you do believe it somewhere. It's rolling around in there somewhere. Clear it. Clear that belief right away, and then replace it with what you want to align with, right? That's always the key. Get rid of the resistance first, clear it in the seventh plane, and replace it with the belief that is aligned with what you desire.
Okay.
Yes. And something that did come up after we spoke last was, you know, there's just a lot of judgment on, you know, for all of us about what it is that what we can have, about what we think we can have, about what others have told us we can have or we're allowed to have.
Okay, cool.
It's so much in our energy right now, and it's just, you know, it's like right at the surface, because with all the energies happening, it's ready to go, right? We can feel it bubbling up. We can feel this judgment like all around us, and we're seeing it mirrored in the people. Yeah, Tammy, it's like we see it in the people that are in our general proximity, right? They're mirroring all that shit back to us, because that it's just like this constant like back and forth of judgment. So we got to figure out, like, okay, what are those judgments are that are really, really keeping me down in my energy? What is it that's just keeping me from elevating to that next level? What judgment am I holding on myself, on the people that are around me? Because very often the judgments that we hold for others around us are the judgments that we have for ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's even worse, and I hate this, and when I realized that this was a self-sabotage that I was doing, so maybe you guys are doing it too, so I'm going to say this because maybe it'll help you. But in the absence of someone to judge me, like whatever, when I was growing up, it was my father, okay? It was constantly like, you know, back and forth, like, you're not good enough, this isn't going to happen, you have to do this in order to do this, and blah, 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 blah. The list went on. So when I reconciled that relationship with my father, I was still playing out this need to constantly overcome judgment. So in the absence of someone to judge me, guess who was there to judge me? Myself. And so I would create these horrible judgments about the framework of everything in my life. And I was realizing eventually when it caught up to me, and I was like, aha, in the absence of someone else to judge me, I did it for myself, because I needed that. In my energy, there was something that I had to always overcome, because I felt like if I didn't struggle, I didn't suffer, I wasn't achieving anything. I wasn't succeeding.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. And then when you have that epiphany that you're doing that, and then you're like, well, I'll get rid of that shit right away. Right? And it took a while. I mean, it wasn't an overnight clearing, but you start realizing, you know, what I was talking about last time about the foundational belief. That was my foundational belief, that I felt I needed to judge myself and others. And once I cleared that, all the other peripheral beliefs that were validating that, I was able to clear those one by one. So it was a little bit of a process. But it was easier for me because I saw that foundational belief. And so then I saw all the other beliefs that were attached to it. And it was very easy for me to clear them. And staying in the seventh plane constantly also removes that filter, that lens where you're like, la, 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 I don't see it, I don't hear it. It removes that filter naturally just by being connected to the seventh plane, so that we see all these blocks a lot more clearly. And then the sooner we see them, the sooner we can clear them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I actually did do the seventh plane, and it's fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I actually, I got so much clarity, and I was able to bust through some things I was trying to do as far as creating for my business. And I mean, I could immediately see the difference, and I could tell that, because for me, seems like worrying was a big thing about finances mostly, you know. And I don't know, it's almost like I feel like I just stepped into another dimension, you know,
well,
where and then all kinds of stuff just started just happening, you know, just all around me. It's like, I mean, I'm turning down jobs because I still work a job, you know, but I don't work full time. I work, I'm a nurse, so I work agency PRN type of shit. So I just kind of work when I want to and just pick up what I need. And now I'm having to turn down work, you know, and before it was like, well, am I going to get enough? Am I going to make enough? Am I going to do enough? Is it going to come? You know, because I'm, you know, working, trying to still pay my bills and still also trying to build this business. And it's like, okay, you know, what's going on? And I don't know. But now it seems like the less, I don't even worry about it. And
that's the key, like, because you have to surrender to it.
Yes. It's like I released it, and I don't know when it happened, but I know it happened, you know. And I've been doing the seventh plane thing every day, and even going to work, because I have one job that, you know, I almost was like, I try not to speak negative, but I was almost real negative, because I was like, this place. But I actually, before I went, I said, you know what? I said, take me to the seventh plane. And immediately the whole place just it's like the place chilled, you know. And it's funny because some of the staff was saying, we like it when you're here. And I'm like, well, why? They're like, because it seems to be so calm. And I said, yeah, because I'm not going to have all that going on.
No.
you know, but I didn't realize exactly how to do it, because all before I would definitely dispatch my angels before I went to prepare the place, you know, but I noticed that it seems less effortless when you take it to the seventh plane. So I've been doing it more and more and more and more and more throughout the day, and I wasn't sure exactly how that worked.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, you know, I'm a researcher, so I started doing a little research as well. You know, Google's my friend. But I was like, I like this,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and my husband even was like, man, you know, you just seem so at peace. I said, I am. I said, I'm just really not worried about nothing, you know, and it's such an amazing place to be.
Yes.
You know, it really is. It's like, wow, you know, yeah, that, you know, okay. And even like down to like in a grocery store, you know, or, you know, my thing is driving in the car on the highway with the people that, you know, drive 2 miles an hour and they speed up and get around you, and then they slow down to 20 miles an hour. The speed limit's 55. Yeah. And I'm usually like, you know, or the light is green and they're still sitting there. And I'm like, how green do you want it to be? I mean, would it be a turquoise green or maybe a bright green or what? No, but I noticed even with that, it's like, okay, you know, they'll go, you know, because I would be the one hitting the horn, you know, and my husband's like, no, don't do that. It's too dangerous. You know, you don't have a gun in the car. People are crazy.
Yeah, right? You never know. And that's the thing, is you feel less triggered.
Yes, that's
The
it.
things that would normally like just set you off on a
Yes.
tizzy are just like, whatever, I'll get there.
Right. Not even big in the scheme of anything, you know,
Right.
which it never was, but it's like, I don't know, I just feel like I entered that place and I'm like, I don't ever want to go anywhere else.
Yeah.
I always want to stay here, you know?
And it truly is, I mean, if you're going to define it in one way, it's truly heart-based awareness. And just constantly returning everything to the heart. If you filter everything back through the heart, everything is okay. You know what I mean? It's like the things that would normally trigger us and set us off, they're nothing. They don't mean anything.
Right.
And from that place, when we're not, you know, constantly in trigger mode, where we're constantly reacting instead of responding, when we're in that place where we're constantly reacting instead of responding, we lose the energy and vitality for doing what we're meant to do here, which is create. Okay, it's taking our eyes off the prize. So all those, I call them weapons of mass distraction, those triggers, you know, when we're not in heart-based awareness, those are the things that are taking our eyes off the prize. And it's all bullshit. None of it means anything. And at the end of the day, like how much, I mean, you might be stewing over an exchange you had, you know, an angry exchange with someone, but at the end of the day, like how much that should you really remember, you know, that like was so big at the time. But at the end of the day, when you put your head down on your pillow at night, how much of that really makes up who you are?
Right.
You know, how much of that really contributes to where it is that you want to be going and what you want to be doing? Probably not much of it. And so when we constantly, and this is what I really would like to impress upon you, Jen, is like, don't judge it. Don't judge it or try to put it in any kind of framework. Well, it was different when Catherine and I did it. Don't even go there. Don't even put it that way. Just connect. And also, I'm getting a very clear message that you need to talk with your guides about the seventh plane. They have information for you about the seventh plane. So whoever you work with, your spiritual team on the other side, ask them to come to you during dream time. Ask them to sit with you in meditation and give you a download and an understanding or a creator's definition of the seventh plane. Because there's a part of you that wants to intellectualize it and break it down. You can't do that. That energy just doesn't work with that. And it's not, I know that sounds like a cop-out, but it just doesn't translate when we try to. The way I explained it is the best way I could come up with to explain it, that is beyond explanation. Because it's a place of being, it's not a place of knowing. Okay? It really is a place of vibrating. It's a place of pure resonance with all that is, and that all that is love and light. That's it. When we try to break it down and compartmentalize it and intellectualize it, we end up shooting ourselves in the foot because we think, well, I'm not really there. Because if it's this, then I should be feeling this. And it spirals downward from there. And it ends up being an exercise in futility, and it makes you feel like I'm not connected there. I don't even want to bother going there. So don't judge it. Think of it as just an exercise. just an exercise. Until it starts to feel like because it'll start to feel very familiar to your body.
Mm-hmm.
And the second you create that intent of Creator, take me to the 7th plane, you'll just kind of feel that. It's not like a leaving of the body, but it's just this kind of feeling like ascending, like you're just going up. You're just floating up in your awareness, and you're leaving all the stuff that is not in vibrational alignment with it aside. All that stuff just kind of slides away.
I noticed it so much in meditation.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
When I did it in meditation, it's like, to me, it's almost like it took my meditation to a whole nother level, because meditation was not really a struggle, because I've been doing it every day and I really enjoy it, and I miss it when I don't do it, which is rare. But I was finding myself not being able to do just having to do the guided ones. And I wanted to do the ones that aren't guided.
Yep.
And so I found that as I began to do the ones where I just turn on some music and do that, and I ascend to the 7th plane, it takes you to a whole nother level.
Yes. Yes. And it involves like a degree of surrender, don't you think? Where you just have to say, I'm going there.
Yes.
So Jen, I want to know more about, we talked a little bit about your, like you felt a pretty good clearing after our session last time. And so I would love to hear more about what specifically cleared up for you.
The money belief, the manifesting money belief.
Mm-hmm. What particular money belief was it?
The idea that I have to like work hard to get it or do something in order to get it.
Yeah. Like having to struggle or suffer or sacrifice in some way.
Like work hard and do a lot of work to get it, right? Instead of like letting it come to me. My husband's like, you're so happy. He's like, I like this Jen better. I'm like, I just made $400 doing nothing, right? He's like, oh my God.
And it's so easy when we have those moments. It's so easy to, especially when we do have those moments where you have that breakthrough, to just go back to the way it was because we want to second guess it. Like that was a fluke. That can't be that way every day. And so that's when we go back into that pattern of self-sabotage, right?
That's right. I'm right back to it because now I have a belief that only you can do that to me, right? And
there you go.
That's the belief that I have now. It's like, well, I was like, I'm not going to forget Tuesday because, oh yeah, it's going to happen, right? Like it was that's the belief I have now because that's what I saw happen, right? So, yeah. And
so that's your next belief to clear.
Yeah.
Right? That someone else has to do energy clearing for you. And that's exactly why I teach people how to do this for themselves and to do this belief work for themselves, because energy work, as much as I love it and I'm doing this for a long time, I don't ever want people to feel like I'm doing the work. It's always you and Creator that are doing the work. I'm just the facilitator. I'm like that Sherpa taking you up the mountain. That's all I do. I'm a guide. And at best, I have some of my own intuition where I can kind of help things go along. But you guys do all the work. You're the ones that recognize that I have these beliefs. I created them. And I can replace them. I can take them away. That's a really, really important part, I think, of doing energy healing, is making people understand that people are their own best energy healers. They always are. And I've never had a session with anybody where I haven't believed that that's true. Even though they didn't believe it at the outset when we started working together, it always comes around. People realize, no, I can heal myself. I do heal myself. We heal ourselves all day, every day, when you think about it. But I want to talk about more about you. Also, there's a little bit of fear of fully stepping into your power as a healer, and that's somewhere where you self-sabotage a little bit. Again, it's just judgment. It's just judgment about, stepping into that next threshold. So when you cleared that money belief, for instance, okay, and then you were able to make $400 by just doing nothing, and then you kind of like, okay, wait a minute, I can't do this every day, all day. That's too easy, right? This feels too good.
Yep.
And we have been conditioned over this time and many lifetimes, obviously, that we have to struggle, we have to sacrifice, we have to concede to something in order to succeed. And we also create this belief that it has to be painful, that it can't be fun to make money, that it can't be a joyful experience to create financial abundance in our
That was
lives.
the best day ever. I had a blast that day.
Yeah.
That was
So some things that you want to add to your belief list is that, and we're going to do more of this today. We're going to do more of the same stuff that we did last week. We're going to be clearing and replacing more today. But I want to just go over some of the things for both of you at the outset that became more intuitively clear to me after our time together. And Jen, this was for you about the, letting go of the judgment around this should be hard. It's easy for me to step into my role, to step more into my power as a healer. Okay, that's another big one for you, because there's a little bit of second guessing about what you're able to do. You're actually able to do a fucking shit ton. When I look at your energy, I'm like, oh, that's really cool. You're able to do a lot of stuff, and you're able to hold a lot of light. You actually are a very, very large energetic vessel for holding light and support for those you serve. Mm-hmm. Embrace that, because that's who you are. That is the essence of who you are. You are a way shower, you are a light bearer, and you hold a lot of light and support, and it's only diminished by your judgment of it.
Yep.
Does that make sense? Okay.
Yep.
So we're going to pull some of that today. And anything that you want to release about feeling flawed. We all do this to ourselves, that feeling that we are inherently flawed, and it doesn't even have to be a specific flaw. It is just that overall overriding belief that we are inherently flawed. This is, in my opinion, and doing a lot of the work I have with people, this is like that kind of fall from grace type feeling that we all have. When we come into our human existence, and having the ego be this, presiding energy over the way we filter everything we see and do in our lives, that's our fall from grace. That infinite aspect of who we are is clouded by that very judgment alone, that I am inherently flawed. So we're going to clear that today too. And that's for both you and Tammy. And also where we judge the flaws in others. And when we clear this belief today, that just naturally falls away, because we don't need to have that mirror perception of the other people around us and to see all their flaws to say, oh, okay, well, they're flawed too. I'm flawed. We're all flawed, right? We can clear that, because that's one of the belief that everyone else is flawed, is that peripheral belief that holds up that foundational one. I am inherently flawed. And then one thing this is advice for all of us, is that, in the absence of someone to judge us, whether it's someone that, a parental figure, a teacher, a peer, a family member who has judged us, judged our careers, judged how we make money, judged how we live spiritually, any of that crap. When those people fall away, or they naturally just fall away from our lives, we naturally want to assume that role of judgment, because we're so used to that. We're so used to that process of having to overcome something. And overcoming judgment is one of those things. So we're going to clear that today. We don't have to step in the role as judge. We don't have to. We don't have to judge anything, as a matter of fact. What else was there? Was there anything that came up for either of you ladies this week that, because sometimes when we do this work after the first week, some beliefs come up that you didn't think you held, but you actually think you might. Was there anything like that?
I do.
Yeah.
Just when I'm doing my work, doing the readings and stuff like that, I have a belief that if the client isn't warm and happy and friendly, then the reading is going to be terrible. And if the loved one in spirit, as personality is quiet, it's really hard to do the reading. So both. So if the client is no, it sucks. And if the loved one coming through is a quiet personality, it's terrible. Those are the two beliefs that I've noticed this week, and I'm working really hard to clear those, because the readings that people are like this, they're horrible.
Do you think, okay, this might piggyback on our whole judgment thing. Do you think they're sitting in judgment of it instead of just allowing themselves to receive the healing?
Right.
Because we might be retracting that to ourselves. I know I did. I know I attracted those clients to me. When I was having some fears about my own abilities as a healer, what I realized was I was attracting those people that, didn't really think that I was a healer completely, or were sitting in judgment of it. And even though I knew on a spirit level that they were receiving healing, I was bringing in the healing for them, and I was facilitating that process for them, there was something that was just shut down in them, and it was this place of judgment. So I don't know. Ask yourself if, I don't know if that's true for you. That's just kind of what I'm thinking is going on.
I just had an epiphany right now. I attracted, I don't know if you saw my Facebook Live where on the day of my event, I got a nasty letter in the mail saying I was a fraud. I attracted that letter to me.
Yeah. Yeah, girl.
It just hit me now. I'm like, I attracted that mean letter, that mean thing in the mail saying that I was a fraud. Because okay, thanks.
Okay. But you knew it. It's not anything that I told you. You already knew it. And here's the thing. You also already know this, and Tammy, you probably know this too, that every time we up level, okay, anytime we move to that next level of our abundance, to our spirituality, you know, expanding in our spiritual foundation or stepping into more of our power as who we are as a being, everything falls apart before we reach that next level. Yeah. It's just a process. It doesn't mean anything, actually. But it's very easy for us to get swept up in this. You know, the best analogy for it is when I used to live on Maui. And there was this crazy shore break at this beach called McKenna. And the waves would roll in, these beautiful blue Hawaiian waves, and it looked so sweet and calm and beautiful. And the shore break was nasty. It was like this 90-degree angle, like 3-foot cliff of sand. Oh. Right under where you couldn't really see it, but it was right there. And so when the beautiful rolling waves would hit that shore wave, kabam, and it was just this massive wave. And then it would crash on the beach, and it was just like everything would fall apart. I actually saw people go snorkeling and just eat it really hard because they didn't realize the shore break was there. It was terrible. Kind of funny, but also terrible. But that's how it can feel sometimes, where everything's just rolling along, and it feels like, you know what, things are really falling into place here. I'm starting to get in my groove with everything that's going on. I'm feeling confident. I got self-esteem. I got clients. I got money coming in, and then everything just falls apart. And it can sometimes feel as calamitous as a crash like that, or it can just be like little things happening one at a time, but then this like cascade effect, right? It's just the process of up-leveling. And Jen, that is what's happening for you. You are moving into that next threshold of abundance and prosperity in your business. So this is, again, I know people hate it when I say this, but it is a gift from the universe showing you the contrast of, it could be this. Do you want to get rid of it? Because here's your chance. I'm going to show it to you, and it's going to be big and bold like a big neon flashing light. So you want to clear it now? You want to clear it now? You want to clear it now? Right? Or, you know, we can just kind of pretend that it's not there. And then guess what? The next time we up level, this will just come up again. Because the universe, in its infinite love for us, wants us to clear this resistance so that we can move into that next threshold with a lot more comfort and joy. Okay? But when you do this clearing on a regular basis, this belief clearing, you know, and energy clearing on a regular basis, that those periods where you up level, you can recognize the sabotage coming from a mile away then, because you're already so used to the process of doing it, and it doesn't feel like your whole world is falling apart. So when you do this kind of clearing on a regular level, that's why I do belief work every day when I'm lying in bed before I do anything. I spend 5 minutes doing this. Like, what am I holding on to right now? If I feel like a sense of dread in my body, like, what is that about? What is that emotion about? What am I feeling? What am I thinking about when I'm feeling that? And then I'll clear it. And because get it before it turns into a snowball, right? Before it really wreaks havoc on your life. But that's just what happens when we up level. When we move to our next level of abundance, you know, as much as we want to call forth that manifestation, we also call forth all the resistance to it at the same time. And it is a gift. It doesn't feel like it at the time, but it is a gift because it's the universe saying, okay, well, this is what you want, then this is what you got to clear to get it. And if we're just like, okay, it's part of the process. Don't attach any emotion to it. Just like, you know what? Yeah, it is time for this to go. Don't attach any emotion to it. Don't try to analyze it. Just say, yeah, this needs to go. Is it serving me? Nope. Gotta go. When you are more connected to the level of the seventh plane, that level of detachment is a lot easier. It's a lot easier. Mm-hmm. A lot of the emotional attachment comes from ego programming, and fear. And when we are connected to the seventh plane on a regular basis, that just naturally falls away. So we are going to do some more belief clearing and upgrading just like we did last time. So we're going to do some more of that today. I'm going to connect you guys to the 7th plane with me. So Jen, that'll make you feel nice. And then we're going to do some advanced belief clearing. And if you want to write some of this down, I would, and I would definitely, again, listen to this recording again, because this is going to be an even deeper belief clearing than we did last time. And this will help you. If you listen to it like 3 or 4 times within the next week, it would be really, really good to listen to this particular part of the recording again. So I don't know how many minutes we're in here. Is it 1:38? So we're like 35 minutes in. But I'll highlight that when I send you the replay as well. So let's get you connected to the 7th plane when you're ready. Get yourself comfortable. And close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Just let everything go that you are thinking about that you didn't get to earlier today, or that you need to get to later on, or this week, or whenever. Just let that all go right now with the breath. This is your time for you to be present, to create in the now. And just bring your attention into the heart space. And call back all parts and pieces of you anywhere you're in another time or another place, and call all soul fragments back to you. And now take this energy down through the body. Go all the way down through the legs, out through the feet, and activating the roots in the feet. And allow those roots to grow deep down into the earth, all the way down, through dirt and rock and crystal. And going all the way down to the very heart chakra of Mother Earth. And here you will either see, feel, or imagine a warm golden light. Go into the center of that light and connect with the infinite love and light, abundance, wisdom, and knowledge that billions of years of the earth holds. And now take this energy and bring it back up, all the way back up through the earth, back up into the feet, into the legs, back in your belly, all the way back up to the heart center. And expanding this love and light into every cell of the body. And allowing these cells filled with love and light to expand out past your body, merging into the chair, the bed, the couch that you're on. And expanding out 360 degrees further and faster out past the room you're in, past the building you're in. Expanding out past the street you're on, past the town, past the state or province you're in, past the country, and all the way out, filling the border of the planet. Now imagine this love and light expanding out past the planet. And past the lights, the golden lights, the dark lights, the white lights, out past the universe, out past the jelly-like substance that is the laws of the 6th plane with all the rainbow bands of colors, past the pink mist of compassion at the border of the 7th plane, and all the way out to the bright white sparkly light of the 7th plane. And allowing yourselves to merge and become one with all that is. And just allow yourself to be in this space for a moment. And just really resonate with this plane. Get to know its energetic signature and what it feels like to be here. Because once we feel something, once we have the experience of feeling something, we can go back to it anytime we wish. No matter what's going on, no matter where we are, no matter what distractions we might be confronted with, we can always return to this space easily, quickly, without resistance. Just take note of how your whole body feels when you're in this space. And what divine connection truly feels like. Your heart is open. Your mind is open. The ego gently just slips away, no longer needing to be in control. All of your cells are healed in this place. All of the muscles in your body feel at ease and comfortable. Every bone, or joint, or piece of cartilage in your body is in perfect health. It's just a good place to be. So anywhere we are holding on to judgment, anywhere we feel the need to judge ourselves and others, let's go ahead and clear that on all belief levels. Creator, show me. Anywhere it feels necessary to judge, anywhere we're convincing ourselves it's important to judge, let's go ahead and clear that on all levels. Creator, show me. Anywhere our identity is tied to judgment, whether it is of ourselves or others, go ahead and clear that on all levels. Pull, cancel, clear, delete on all levels. Creator, show me. Anywhere we are telling ourselves we are unaware of our life's purpose, anywhere we are allowing any cloudiness or a different lens of perception to show us what our life purpose is that isn't aligned with the heart, let's go ahead and clear that now. Creator, show me. Creator, change it. Thank you. Anywhere we've convinced ourselves we don't know what our life purpose is, let's go ahead and clear that on all levels. Creator, change it. Thank you. Anywhere we have convinced ourselves it's impossible to connect to the seventh plane, let's go ahead and clear that on all belief levels. Creator, change it. Thank you. Anywhere we've convinced ourselves we don't know what it feels like to be connected to God, Source, Creator, let's go ahead and clear that on all belief levels. Creator, change it. Anywhere we think we have to suffer or struggle to be close to God, let's go ahead and change that. Creator, on all belief levels, show me. Let's go ahead and download some feelings and beliefs. Downloading Creator's definition of, I understand what it feels like to know my true self. I understand what it feels like to know that the Creator is real. I understand what it feels like to let someone be who they are. I understand what it feels like to let me be who I am. I know the Creator's perspective on my life's purpose. I know it is possible to know my life's purpose. I understand the Creator's definition of love. I know it is possible to love my fellow man or woman. I know it is possible to love myself. Creator, place on all belief levels. Thank you. I know how to live my daily life with a mother's love. I know how to live my daily life with a father's love. I know and understand the Creator's definition and perspective on love. I understand the Creator's definition of instant healing. I understand what it feels like to witness an instant healing in myself and others. I understand what it feels like to receive an instant healing. I know it is possible to be impervious to negativity. I know how to live my daily life impervious to worry and anxiety. I know how to live my daily life impervious to worry and anxiety about money. I understand what it feels like to be impervious to worry and anxiety every single day of my life. I understand what it feels like to let go of worry and anxiety. I understand what it feels like to be honest with myself and honest about my feelings with myself and others. I know it is possible to be honest with myself and others. I know it is possible to be in integrity in all things with myself and others. I know what it feels like to be impervious to doubt. I know how to be impervious to doubt. I know how to be impervious to toxicity. I know what it feels like to be honorable. I know how to be honorable. I know how to forgive. I understand what it feels like, and I know how to live my life on a daily basis with forgiveness and compassion. I know what it feels like to be dedicated to my goals. I understand what it feels like to achieve my goals and to do it with fun and joy in my heart. I know how to live my daily life having fun. I know how to have fun. I know what it feels like to be happy. I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life with joy in my heart. I understand Creator's definition of faith. I understand what it feels like to have faith and hope. I know how to live my daily life with faith. I know what it feels like to evaluate a situation with clarity. I know when to evaluate a situation, and I know how to evaluate a situation with clarity. I know how to evaluate situations in ways that is aligned with my highest and best good. I understand what it feels like to be debt-free. I know how to be debt-free. I understand what it feels like and how to live my daily life debt-free. I understand what it feels like to be confident. I know how to live my daily life confidently. I understand the Creator's definition of cooperation, and I understand what it feels like to be cooperative. I understand what it feels like to co-create my life with Source. I understand what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life in co-creation with Source. I know how to be calm. I know how to live my daily life calmly. I know how to connect to the seventh plane and how to stay there. I understand Creator's definition of living from the heart. I understand what it feels like to live from the heart. I understand how it feels to communicate with Source clearly and openly. I understand how it feels to communicate with my guides, ascended masters, ancestors clearly and openly. I understand what it feels like to be open to new ideas that are aligned with my highest and best good in this lifetime. I know how to live my daily life open to ideas. And let's do some more clearing. There's a couple of things that I still want to clear here. I understand what it feels like to let go of worry about money. I understand what it feels like to let go of anxiety.
Yes.
I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life without feeling inferior. I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life without feeling abandoned. I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life with my definition of who I am. I understand what it feels like to have my own identity. That's a big one. Creator is commanded to clear on all belief levels and pull, cancel, delete, and resolve on all belief levels the belief program. I am unaware of my own identity. Creator, change it, show me. Creator, replace with the feeling download. I know what it feels like to have my own identity. I know how it feels to act on my goals, my dreams, and my desires from the viewpoint of my own identity. Creator, change it. Yeah, that's a big one. I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life without feeling broken. I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life without feeling unimportant. I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life without feeling disregarded. I know what it feels like to let go of feeling like a burden. I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life without feeling burdened. I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life without feeling like a bother. I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life without feeling that I'm in the wrong family. I know what it feels like to let go of the belief that I'm on the wrong planet.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it feels like to let go of the belief that I'm in the wrong body. I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life without feeling out of control. I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life without the fear of being disconnected from Creator. I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life without fear of falling back asleep and forgetting the truth.
Mm.
Mhm. I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life without the fear of failing my mission in this life. I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life without the fear of being vulnerable with others. I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life without the fear of being awesome. My favorite. I say that one every day. I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life without feeling like a victim. And I just like to throw this one in for good measure. And Tammy, you touched on this already. I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life without road rage. Why not? Why not, right? Why not? I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life without feeling the need to self-punish or to be punished. I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life without self-sabotage. And since this is a theme that's coming up today, I'm going to do the Sacred Soul alignment for you guys, releasing self-sabotage. I don't remember if I did that last time, but it can't hurt to do it again because we've got other stuff coming up here, and it's all around self-sabotage. So we're going to do a deeper clearing with that in a minute. I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life without being angry with my family. I know what it feels like to let go of feeling nervous about the future. I know what it feels like to let go of feelings that I'm being ignored. I know what it feels like to let go of anger with myself or unforgiveness with myself.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it feels like to forgive myself.
Yes.
I know what it feels like to heal myself with forgiveness and to keep it. Is there anything else that you would like me to clear for you? Anything else that's come up for either one of you at all? Like second guessing, that's what I'm getting right now. Anywhere we feel the need to second guess ourselves, where we don't feel secure in our discernment, let's go ahead and clear that on all belief levels now. Create or change it. Anywhere we feel self-doubt on a regular basis in our life, our career, our relationships, Creator, pull, cancel, delete, and resolve on all belief levels. Creator, show me. Thank you. Creator, download the feeling. Creator's definition of the feeling. I know what it feels like to trust my own discernment in all things. Creator, change it. Thank you. I know what it feels like to trust myself with money. That's coming in. Creator, download it on all of those. Thank you. I know what it feels like to trust in my ability to make money effortlessly. Creator, change it on all levels. Anywhere I feel I don't know how, anywhere I feel it's not possible for me to make money effortlessly, Creator, clear it on all levels, please. Thank you. I trust in my ability to know how to make money effortlessly. I trust in my ability to make passive income. I know what it feels like to create streams of passive income. I know what it feels like to receive surprise income. Try to change it. Thank you. I know what it feels like to create money and to keep it. I know what it feels like to create savings. I know what it feels like to create more than enough of everything I need. I understand what it feels like to be the creator of my own wealth. I create wealth. I understand what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life feeling wealthy. I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life feeling abundant in all ways. I know what it feels like, and I know how to live my day-to-day life feeling empowered in my life and business. I know what it feels like to step into my power without anxiety. I know what it feels like to effortlessly step into higher levels of income and abundance without fear of it, without fear of change. I know what it feels like to embrace change. I know what it feels like to embrace new income thresholds without worry or anxiety of it going away. Is there anything that came up with all of that that you want me to clarify, or do you want me to clear anything that's come up for you at all from that?
That last sentence you just said.
I was kind of in the zone. So what did I say?
I know how to embrace new levels of income without fear of it going away.
Okay. I know how to, hold on, let me tune back in again. I know how to effortlessly up-level without fear, worry, or anxiety. Create or change it and download this belief level on all levels. Thank you. How's that? Does that feel right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Use that one. You know, if any of these really resonate for you, or if you want to tweak the wording of them at all, make it part of your daily routine of belief clearing and upgrading.
Okay.
Yeah. It's important to, you know, put these things in your words. If what I'm saying resonates perfectly, that's fine. The whole point is you don't want it to go into your subconscious and be rejected. So when you put it in your words, it seems more familiar to the ego mind, and it will stick, is what I'm trying to say. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Jen, did we lose you? Did I put you to sleep?
No, I'm here.
Okay. I put people to sleep all the time, so.
I was going to say almost.
Jen, how did that feel for you?
I'm like, I can't wait to listen to that again every single day.
I know. There's
Exactly.
a lot of good stuff in there. There's a lot of good stuff in there, and it you know, it seems like it covers a lot of random different things, but every single thing that I mentioned is all tied together.
Mm-hmm.
So when we look at, you know, even something like our money, but we look at it holistically, we pull back the lens on every single thing in our lives, we realize that money has everything to do with our thoughts and beliefs about every single, you know, thought that we're having, every single feeling that we're having. You know, from self-worth and deservingness to, you know, how we view our family or how we view ourselves out in the world. Everything's connected to something like money, right? Because it carries such a heavy energetic signature to it, when really it's just, all it is just an energy exchange. It ain't no big thing, but we attach so much to it. And that's why there's so much to clear when it comes to money. Yes.
And why is that?
What's that, Jen?
I said, why is that? Because it seems like you can clear all kinds of beliefs so easily. It takes nothing. But it's like the money thing. You know, it's almost like you can receive abundance in every other way in your life.
Right.
But money is, it's like, oh my God, you know, and people will say, oh, I have abundance, I walk in abundance, I live in abundance, all this type of stuff, but then they broke.
Yeah.
So you're like,
yeah, I know. And,
so you're like,
and it may be true that they're holding abundance in all those other places, but there is that, you know, we just attach so much energy to money because it is our means of support in this lifetime. And when you think about, you know, like just the energy we have in our root chakra around, you know, feeling supported, feeling secure in this body and in this world and on this planet,
yes,
how much of that is tied into money, right?
right.
When we feel like knocked off our game and we don't feel secure, we don't feel supported, we're all over the place. We get really scared and so much fear kicks in. And once fear kicks in, it's all, you know, it's very, very toxic. Fear informs so many different things in our life that it's really, really hard to kind of claw through all the layers of that. And money just does that. Money instills fear. And that's why, I don't know if you guys saw, but I'm offering the Manifesting 5.0 course, and it's 4 weeks all about money clearing. So if you girls are interested in that, I would highly recommend it because it's all about money clearing on all the belief levels and doing basically all the beliefs that we have about money and doing a lot of soul alignments. One of the alignments that I do is getting off the karmic wheel because there's a lot in our ancestral karma that we hold in our energy right now about money and security, especially, you know, especially like just for instance, those of us who are healers and we just feel like we can never make enough money. We can never make enough money. We've had lifetimes of being persecuted as healers and feeling like if we become noticed, we make, and that for some people translates as, that means I make money, I'm going to be killed.
Right.
That's some effed up shit to have to clear, but you got to clear it. And once you do, you open up the floodgates. But there's so many things, right? So many layers. So that's what I'm doing in this course. So if you're interested, I highly recommend it. It's going to be amazing. And it's just going to be like this, where you have access to all the recordings. And so you'll listen to those clearings over and over again.
Is it once a week or is it?
It's going to be once a week for 4 weeks, a 1 hour Zoom call. The first call usually goes a little bit longer because I'm explaining to you everything that's happening. But it's 1 hour a week for 4 weeks, and it starts on August 22nd. So it'll be Tuesday the 22nd, the 29th, and then I think that's the 5th of September, and then the 12th of September. So
what time are you going to do it?
It's really powerful. We're going to do it at 12 noon, but all the calls will be recorded. You don't have to be there live.
Pacific?
Yeah, 12 noon Pacific.
Okay.
And there's a payment plan. It's $349, or you can do 2 payments of $199.
All right.
So I highly, highly recommend it. My mentor taught me a lot of the stuff that I'm going to be teaching in the course. And I don't know if you know who she is, Alicia Hartzell, but she's absolutely amazing. And she's my mentor. I love her to pieces, to bits and pieces. I would hug her so hard until she was dust. That's how much I love her.
That's awesome.
So let's do a couple sacred soul alignments. And just to get into the practice, just go ahead and ask to be reconnected to the 7th plane and take the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth and just kind of gently roll your eyes upward in your head and, you know, imagine making connection with that imaginary area about 300 feet above your head. It automatically just connects you like a capsule to the nether regions of the 7th plane, and it gets you up there really, really quickly. And if you just roll your eyes up, greater has been in every week reconnected to the 7th plane. And you kind of, I always feel my energy change right away. And the more you do this, the more you feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And Jen, that will be something you'll want to, you know, and if you don't feel it, it's okay. Don't judge it because you're still going there. But the more you do it and the more you just kind of surrender the process, you will feel a shift. Because at first I didn't feel it either when I would connect to the 7th plane. And then now I feel it all the time. All right, so I'm going to do some really awesome attunements here for you today, ladies. I am going to be doing the self-sabotage sacred soul alignment. So this really helps you to be able to be more open to where you are seeing self-sabotage. Those, you can see it coming a mile away. That's what I love about this attunement, is that I'm able to see more of my blocks now. They become much more apparent to me. This self-sabotage sacred soul alignment helps you to find those a lot easier without resistance, and then have the courage to say, yes, I am self-sabotaging and I need to clear it, so let's clear it. So there's that one. I'm also going to do the clarity alignment. So this brings in clarity in any situation. This also brings in a lot of feelings of being able to trust your own discernment, to have clarity in all things, where you are totally thinking clearly, you're focused on the situation that you're desiring clarity on, okay? We are also going to do the inner warrior attunement. And we'll finish up with that, and that is my absolute favorite. And you will actually get the PDF download of this inner warrior attunement. It's a booklet, so it explains more about what the inner warrior is, what it does for you, what this activation really initiates within you energetically. And once you've received this, you can give this to others, and it gives you instructions in the booklet how to do that. So once you've been attuned to it, you can attune others to the inner warrior, and I highly recommend it. This is something that really just instills an incredible amount of like self-confidence, self-esteem. We feel dedicated to our goals. You know, this is what this is really about, is that like emotions like anger or resentment or disappointment, where we've felt unfairly treated, this is where that stuff is allowed to kind of bubble up to the surface so we can clear it with this attunement, because that's all those places where we've been giving away our power. When we activate our inner warrior, we realize there's no need to give away our power that way anymore. The way the ego responds to external circumstances is that it acts out, right? We react instead of respond. This alleviates that kind of natural gravitation for us to want to react instead of respond. This broadens our perspective on things. When we are giving away our power to lower energies, we tend to have a very narrow perspective. This opens that up. You may find, it's funny how many times I've given this attunement, and I swear 9 times out of 10 women come back to me and are like, I'm standing up straighter. So, and there's actually the lady who brings this attunement through, she actually remarks on that in the booklet, and you'll read it. But this also brings in a very strong energy of Archangel Michael, because he helps us to integrate this attunement. So we'll be calling him forth today. I already work with him anyway when I call in the guides before we even meet here for our sessions together, but we'll be bringing him in, and we'll all have an incredibly heightened experience with him today when we activate the inner warrior. Okay, sounds good?
Yes.
All right. So when you are ready, I'm going to run some soul alignments. You can get yourself comfortable again, because we're just going to kind of layer these like we did last time. And then we're going to have, after I do the attunements, we're going to have some time at the end to talk about any other things that you want to discuss, any other things that come up. There might be things that come up with these attunements that you would like to clear. That would be a time to do that. Any other questions about how to do this work going forward on your own? After we do these, there'll be time for that after the attunements, okay?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it to it. Okay. And to make it easy, I'm going to stop the recording and then restart it so that you can just listen to these attunements on their own. Okay? So let me do that. Sorry, getting myself booted up here. Okay.